The Meta Quest 3 is finally here, and I spent the week putting it to the test to form my final thoughts on the headset. But first, time for the sexy unboxing montage, of course.
Sometimes it burns, sometimes it hurts when you say my name, but thinking of hers. I don't wanna know, don't want you to go and leave me behind.
Alright. Enough of the sexy B-roll. It's time to get into the juicy stuff. First of all, how is the Quest 3 better than the Quest 2? Well, for starters, it has full color pass-through cameras, so you can experience a more immersive mixed reality. But what's mixed reality? Kind of like augmented reality, where you see your real-world environment through the VR headset, but there's digital elements overlaid over the top. Quest 3 also has a better processor, so games run and look a whole lot better, which is a big game changer. But the biggest improvement over the Quest 2 is the lenses. The Quest 3 has 2064 by 2208 pixels per eye, and it has these new pancake optics, which is slimmer and a whole lot clearer. So if you're someone upgrading from the Quest 2, this is probably going to be the most notable difference for you and the biggest upgrade. So I basically spent all day yesterday downloading games into my headset, and it's not too full yet. I downloaded quite a few. I think I have about 20 gig left. So I started to feel a bit on the fence about whether I need the 512 gigabyte or not. So far, I think I'm doing okay. But now everything's installed, it's time to actually play some games. Whoa. So I spent all weekend playing mixed reality games, and I really love this feature of the Quest 3. I think having the ability to see a real world environment while playing games is a complete game changer for VR. It makes it a whole lot less claustrophobic and a lot more accessible for people who are new to VR. And I can easily still chat to people in the room with me, check my phone, or even pat my dogs. But just don't take my word for it, ask my mum. Up there?
Oh.
Roof?
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh. Ooh. Oh wow. Wow, this is amazing.
I got her to jump into some mixed reality games, and she had a blast. I actually struggled to kick her off. I was like, Mom, I'm trying to film a video here. I need my headset back. But I've said it a million times. I feel like people don't know how cool mixed reality is until they actually try it. And we've seen that all across social media of people sharing their experiences with the Quest 3 mixed reality and also doing some pretty funny things. I think the potential of more productivity stuff will get bigger and bigger, like working in mixed reality with multiple computer monitors or cooking dinner with recipes and YouTube videos playing. You just gotta be careful of those depth sensors though. You don't want to chop off a finger. But ultimately, I think the games is what's going to sell the Quest 3 the most. I love seeing what concepts people are coming up with for mixed reality and VR. I found puzzle games while seated to be the most enjoyable in mixed reality. I was still able to experience my full environment while focusing on a simple task. There's also some really cool use cases that use your walls, so you're still able to move around your environment freely. I found games that just open up to have a full wall to be not that immersive. It kind of just felt like I was in VR, but I think it's definitely a lot safer to have that mixed reality element as well. While I think the mixed reality is great, I was slightly disappointed that the cameras weren't a bit upgraded over the Quest Pro. It definitely was an upgrade, but it definitely wasn't a wow factor that I was kind of hoping for. And while I was having fun checking out all these mixed reality games in VR, there was just one big problem. We need to talk about the Quest 3 head strap. Now, I've always struggled with comfort with the Quest 2, especially with the default head strap. It would give me the biggest headache within half an hour and found it completely unbearable. So I had to use different head straps to make it even bearable. And even still, it was a challenge. So even though the Quest 3 is the same weight, it does feel proportionately better, but I'm pretty sure the comfort is worse. At first, I thought, is it me? Am I the problem? But then I saw a bunch of other VR creators online talking about the same thing. They all find the default head strap terribly uncomfortable. I thought it'd last about half an hour before finding it uncomfortable, but within 10 minutes, I was already in pain. It just felt like a lot of pressure around my face and forehead, and it just didn't make it an enjoyable experience. I've heard some people say that you can wear a cap backwards to improve the comfort, but that doesn't really seem like a solution. Like, it just makes me frustrated. Like, Meta know that the default head strap on the Quest 2 was a big friction point for a lot of of people. Majority of people found it uncomfortable, yet they kind of went for a similar design on the Quest 3 as well. And what disheartens me most is that there's going to be first-time VR users who don't know that there's other accessories available, and they're just going to have to put up with this head strap because they don't know any better. So their first VR experience is going to be an uncomfortable one. And that's not great when Meta want more people adopting these things. But for now, it's all I've got, and I'm not looking forward to spending the whole day filming on this thing because it's uncomfortable. And I think a really big downfall of the headset. While the mixed reality and hardware stuff was kind of to be expected, I was not expecting the graphical improvements on this thing. So not a lot of games are taking advantage of the Quest 3's upgraded processor, but the ones that are look fantastic. I jumped back into Red Matter 2 and seriously, this game looks so good. Like I pretty much felt like I was playing a PC VR game. Now, I'll happily admit that I've always been a bit of a PC Master Race fangirl, and majority of my VR gaming has been on PC VR. Kind of always felt like, why would I play a Quest game when I could just play the PC VR version with better quality? But with the Quest 3 upgraded graphics, I kind of feel like I could be a convert. What the Quest 3 is capable now isn't too shabby. Like the in-game reflections, the shadows, the depth, I was just really impressed. I would happily play standalone Quest games if they always look this good. Except, psych, the battery's dead. Yes, that's right, folks. The battery on the Quest 3 isn't great. And another big reason why this video took so long, because I had to keep charging it every hour just to capture some gameplay. Now, to be fair, I was using it in mixed reality mode while recording at the same time, which is gonna greatly decrease your battery life, but still, it was a challenge. Meta says that you should be able to get about 2.2 hours of gameplay with this headset, but my buddy Jay Bratt over on his YouTube channel ran a bunch of tests and he struggled to get 2 hours of gameplay, even with default settings. So between the discomfort of the headset and the poor battery life, either one or both of these things are gonna greatly decrease your playtime. I mean, it's not too surprising. With the increased graphics and the mixed reality cameras, there's definitely a lot more going on that's gonna drain the battery life. And I will mention that I find that the Quest 3 definitely runs a lot harder than the Quest 2. You can definitely hear the fans working and it gets a bit warm. It's definitely in no way uncomfortable or a problem or anything. It's just kind of an observation. But if you are thinking of getting the Quest 3, I highly encourage you to budget in the cost of getting a head strap, preferably one with an external battery as well, because that's going to greatly improve your experience and also your amount of playtime. Because the default strap ain't it. But you may be wondering the big question, how is the tracking on the Quest 3 controllers? Well, of course, I played some Beat Saber. So this is Beat Saber on Quest, and it definitely looks a lot better. It's definitely very crisp looking. I like it. Let's try something challenging. The controllers are definitely so much lighter. I like the grip on them. I feel like I lost tracking a bit then. Alright, that's not great. Definitely looks good. We're testing the microphone on this headset, by the way, so it sounds bad, that's why. I like the controllers, definitely feel better than the Quest 2 controllers, but I think claw grip fans might be sad. I also filmed some Beat Saber in mixed reality, which is usually a great way to look for controller drifting, and I couldn't see any. But ultimately, I really enjoyed the feel of the controllers and don't think tracking is 100% perfect. I think it's still pretty decent, but I'm currently making a video going in depth on the Quest 3 for Beat Saber, comparing it to the Quest 2 and Quest Pro controllers, and comparing all the accuracy of each variant. So make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for that video if that's of interest. But another highly requested game people asked me to check out was Gorilla Tag. This looks great. This is way better than what I expected. Still pixely, but it's not blurry. Liz Pumpkin, it looks so good on the Quest. I know I've made fun of Gorilla Tag graphics before, sorry, but it definitely felt like a nice upgrade. And Gorilla Tag ran smooth, like buttery smooth. I feel like faster on the Quest 3. It's like less laggy or something. I feel like it's quicker. I can only assume the improved processor is responsible for this, but the game felt good. And look, I felt like I played a whole lot better because it was running so well. Gorilla Tag for me always just kind of felt janky and cumbersome on the Quest 2, but I really enjoyed playing my time playing on the Quest 3 and actually feel like I could pull off some moves in this game now. So watch out, Gorilla Tag kids, I'm coming for you. So now that I've spent a bit of time on the Quest 3 in standalone mode, how does it work for PC VR? Well, currently it's not great, but it depends. So if you own a Quest, you're able to wirelessly connect it to a gaming PC, either using the inbuilt AirLink software or a third-party program like Virtual Desktop, and I've never been able to get AirLink working super well, but the Quest 3 seemed even worse. And I had a bunch of issues even trying to get it to work. I tried out some Virtual Desktop as well, and apparently depending on the type of router you have, the Quest 3 is having problems with some bandwidth. So just a heads up for anyone looking to use the Quest 3 as a PCVR gaming headset. I assume this is something that will be fixed very soon, but just want to set expectations that it might be a bit iffy. But in conclusion, this headset is great. If you're new to VR, I think you're really going to enjoy this headset. I think standalone VR is at a really good place right now, where it's way less cumbersome and janky and just a nicer experience. Like the improved optics just make the clarity so much better. Like the Quest 2 always felt really blurry to me, and with the Quest 3 that's kind of definitely gone away. And with the improved graphics processing, everything just runs smooth and looks great. And I think finally I might be a full-time Quest convert. We'll see. If I can resolve these comfort issues and the battery life, I'll definitely be using this thing full-time. So if you are thinking of buying a Quest 3, I highly encourage you to explore getting an external head strap, whether it's Meta's ones or one by Bobo VR or maybe Kiwi. They tend to make some pretty good head strap. But of course, not everyone's gonna have comfort issues, but I feel like the majority of people do. But I just get frustrated because I just want you to have a good experience because I love VR and I want others to love VR. And when Meta have made such an uncomfortable experience, it just kind of baffles me, and I don't want people to have that experience. And if you're thinking of upgrading from the Quest 2 to the Quest 3, I think you'll really enjoy this headset and really appreciate the upgrades. But it's up to you to decide if you see value in that extra cost. The Quest 2 is still a really great headset. You can still play all the games that are available. You're probably gonna have better battery life in the Quest 2 and way more available head straps. I feel like it's like comparing TVs. There's nothing wrong with a 32-inch 1080p TV, but you're gonna like the 4K 50-inch TV way better. Do you need the 50-inch TV? No. Will you enjoy it? Probably. So really it's up to you if you want to justify the cost. The Quest 3 is a great VR headset, and it makes me excited for the future of VR. I feel like we're slowly getting there where everything just feels a little bit more accessible and easier to use. I just hope the Meta can really deliver on this headset and release some great gameplay titles to keep the Quest 3 going strong. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you own the Quest 3, let me know in the comments of what you think of it. And of course, if you're still watching the end of this video, write banana in the comments so I know you're the real VIP.